Hello, welcome to Have a Tea with me. My name is Chris. This is Jigsaw. That's the name of the channel. This show, Have a Tea with me. This is a live and free conversation opportunity for you. If you're an English language learner, you would like to practice speaking English, practice your conversation skills. This is the place for you. All you gotta do is click on the link that you'll find in the chat or in the comments, either on YouTube or Facebook. You can come through directly to the studio and you can have a chat. We can practice speaking about whatever you prefer to speak about. Well, no one else is here. I'm just gonna chat to myself. But that's the crux of the show. 12 o'clock every day, Monday to Friday. It's 12 o'clock Universal Time. You can find us here, as I say, on YouTube or Facebook. We're also broadcasting on Twitter, although you can't see the link in Twitter, but you can still hear us anyway. So we'd like to have your participation. This is for speaking primarily, but if you want to write messages and that sort of thing, that's fine as well. We want to emphasize practicing producing English. I was going to say speaking, but speaking and writing. So practice producing English. We want you to I guess challenge yourself in a way, and try and, if you can, have a regular commitment to output of English, production of English, and that's really important if you're trying to develop and progress with your skills with learning English. How long we're here for? It depends. It depends on the day and who's around. If there are people around, if there's participation, all that sort of stuff. I know we don't just want me talking all the time. That's a bit strange. Well, not necessarily strange, but it's a one-way conversation for too long is not it's not the greatest. It's a strange conversation. Okay, so we're drinking a green tea today, and that's perfect temperature, in fact, for drinking a tea today. I hope wherever you are, you're keeping safe and healthy in these times that we have. What else was I going to say? You'll also see scrolling across the bottom. If you do happen to watch the replay of this and you're thinking 12 o'clock Universal Time, not the best for me, you can send us an email, chatonlistenjigsaw@gmail.com. If you send us an email, let us know where you are, the time zone that you're in, and what you'd like to talk about, and sort of the days, I guess, the days in general terms, the days and times that you would like to, excuse me, that you would like to chat. We can see if we can arrange something, and that's sort of pretty much it. That's it in a large nutshell. A large nutshell. Okay. So what's been happening with you? What's happening in your world? I guess that's a common question, especially when you meet someone again. Always want to have a quick catch up. I should start typing, but then I think you can't see if I'm typing. Always good to have a quick catch up. I guess we say that as well. We should catch up sometime. So at some time in the future, we should meet, talk, see what the situation is. See what you've been doing, see what I've been doing, talk. So yes. And I guess we say that sometimes if we bump into someone. We say this when we bump into someone. You bump into someone, so you meet them unexpectedly, and then you go, hello, what's happening? You okay? And it's like you're sort of running. You don't really have time. Maybe it's a quick, how's it going? But not a real decent chat, So maybe you want even if you can have 5 minutes to sit down with a coffee, you can have a better feeling and understanding of what's happening with the person. So so you may say, we should catch up sometime, or that could also be in the sense that you're meeting someone for work, and you were strictly in a meeting or something. Maybe it was in person or remotely, or in an email chat of some sort, and you don't really have time to sit down. You don't really have the personal aspect, let's say, in that conversation. So you may say, we should catch up sometime. I wasn't expecting to see you, bumped into you. We should have a chat. Let's make it happen. To make something happen. Let's make it happen. With a bit of determination, let's make it happen. Let's make the meeting happen. Say meeting, informal meeting. Let's the get together. Let's get the get together to happen. Okay, so as we often do here, if no one's around, in particular, if no one is around, we will look at things to stimulate conversation. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to, apart from my random sentences, like you saw there, one of the easiest ways to do that is to look at some sort of imagery. Well, I guess imagery and text are the two things. Imagery and text. You could also listen, of course. But imagery and text could certainly the easiest in terms of basing some sort of talk. So if you're ever looking to practice conversation or just practice speaking without, it could be like a presentation, let's say, so it's not exactly a conversation, is to get some photos or some pieces of text and think about how you would share them with people, what you would say. If you're just doing a description, if you're giving some analysis, if you're questioning whatever the information is, or questioning what you're seeing, all that sort of stuff. And as we regularly say as well, it's with that sort of thing, it's always good, or it's generally good to think of you can sort of see them there. You can make them out. Let's see if we can put them up a little bit better. So to think of the question words: who, what, when, where, why, how, and any other sort of question formats you can think of without necessarily a question word or question words. And you think of whatever you want to tell from those sorts of perspectives in terms of how much information you give. Because remember, sometimes in a class or in a moment when we're presenting information, we don't have as much information as maybe we should. And we don't necessarily know what we're going to present until we're actually presenting. We haven't prepared. So what we can do is you can do a practice presentation if you like. If you like. Oh, let's get that down. Okay. You can do a practice presentation if you like. Like, it was that strong with an exclamation mark, but nevertheless. So if you like, it's basically, this is a suggestion. Of course, I could say you could, whatever. But you can do a practice presentation if you like, if you think that could be useful for you. So you do a practice presentation, and then when you're presenting, you're going through, and you can do it, of course, internally to yourself, but sometimes it's better if you actually do it, you physically do it, you present, you speak, or you write, as the case may be, but things are different if it's spoken, of course. And then as you're going through it, you're thinking, okay, I need to give this piece of information. How can I add that? Or I've given them details about why this has happened, but we don't necessarily know why that had to happen, and so on. And so you can pick those things and go, okay, but I don't know how to explain that. Then you can, go and then look for some words. And then hopefully, like, each time you do something like that, you can come out of it. And then maybe you can have, 5 or 6 new words, something like that. 5 or 6 new words, and say, okay, I'm going to incorporate these into what I'm going to do over the next days, weeks, months, years. And so you can then see how many of those words are useful for you in whatever you're doing. If it's a casual conversation, if it's formal, if it's like in a workplace situation, or it's just you're meeting someone for the first time in the street, or at some type of event, whatever it may be. It could be just a very social interaction. So all of those things, you can sort of try and practice using this different language and see, if it's useful, see what the reaction of people is when you use it, if they're understanding, if you're comfortable using whatever the structures or the words and that sort of thing. Or if you need to use other words then to further explain the situation. So that's, I guess, when we develop our lists, when we develop our vocabulary, if you have like a vocabulary list, just adding a little bit each day. You don't want to try and add too many words, but just add a little bit each day. And with that, refine that list. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just for everything, about refining. You can have, get in volumes of information and whatever, and then we refine. We get the pieces that we find most appropriate for us. We need to refine the information. I guess I'd say we need to. Necessarily true, is it? We just refine the information. I think that's just that's a natural course of action. So even though we could, for example, get a list of 50 words a day or something, or like these lists you get in different places where you got like a huge amount. I'm going to use all of these, and then maybe you do that. Maybe you do. Maybe you get like 50 or 100 words or expressions or whatever, and use all of them every day. that probably won't last too long. I'm willing to suggest that probably is not going to last too long. Maybe you could consciously, make an effort to do that, like going to the gym or something. And I'm gonna do it. But similarly, like if you go to the gym and you're gonna say, I'm gonna use all of the machines and try all of the equipment, you can do that, and maybe you do that. But there can come a time where you go, I need to concentrate, I need to focus on these, or this is more useful for me. So this group of machines here, I'm gonna use for the next month because I know that's what I need to focus on. That's gonna be more appropriate for me this month. Oh, it's a lot of talk, all for presenting a photo. I'll tell you what though, I'm almost finished my cup. I'm going to come back in a second. Bear with me. I'm going to come back in a second with my replenished cup full of tea. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Tea is replenished and everything is okay here. I need to wait for a little bit. That's a burning the tongue type of possibility there. I tell you what, not the best there. Okay, so let's have a look at this photo and what is happening here in this photo. I would say this is a just in terms of we're looking at where, and if we look at our question words, we're thinking of where. I would say this is a residential area, simply based on the facts. Like that. That's it's a bit in the, put it down anyway. Simply, I think it's I can interrupt there. I'm interrupting myself. And I'm explaining how I came to this conclusion. Simply based on I think it was the surroundings. I said surroundings I can see in the background. So what I'm doing is straight away I'm justifying what my conclusion was or why I'm stating that. But I haven't actually stated what I've stated yet, but I've given the evidence. So people can follow along, I guess, with the amount of detail I've given there. So I think it's a bit based on the surroundings I can see in the background. I might repeat. I think it's, let's go. I think it's a residential area. I think it's a residential area. Get rid of that. Okay. Show more space I've got on the side there. Nevertheless, I think it's a residential area. I'm going to roll that up just a tad, a little bit. I'm going to roll that up. Okay, so I think it's a residential area. You see the flats or the apartment blocks at the back. You see, like at the top of the photo, the buildings. I think they're all apartment sort of areas, and so these people, I think, I'm going to speculate that these people live in an apartment close by, and they're walking the dog during the I'm going to say it's maybe the morning. Actually, you can't really tell. It's just a guess. It's the morning. But I think this is the weekend, or a non-work day anyway. A non-normal work day. Because there seem to be quite a few people there. If you look on the left, you'll see like there's like someone sitting down, like left at the bottom. Someone's sitting down, and it looks like there's a kid or something, maybe in yellow or white or something, pointing at something or doing something. So it looks as though the kids are not at school. It doesn't look like a school uniform, though. It could be a place without a school uniform, of course. Not all schools have school uniforms. So it looks as though there's a there's people who are not, now it could be late afternoon or early evening in a country that has the light or daylight until the 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So it could be like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and people are out and about and stuff. That's a possibility as well. But I just get the feeling it's like a weekend or something. You got the guy on the right, not the guy walking with his back towards us, but another guy is sort of further to the right. He's sitting down. It looks as though he's got his shoes off, sitting on that bench there, or that seating area. But he's got like a backpack. It looks like, and of course, people use little backpacks or day packs all the time, every day, for going to work, going to the shops, going just for a general walk. They just have a pack on, just all the time. Let's see if this is okay. It's a little bit better, not as much of a shock as last time. But it looks to be full. So I think he's on like a little excursion. It could just be that he is also walking his dog. And in the bag, he's got like some dog treats or some plastic bags if the dog does his business, we could say. If the dog does his business, he's got the resources to pick it up or to give him a treat, or her a treat. And something along those lines. That's what I reckon. This is a suburban area, not in the outskirts of the town or village or whatever. And I say it still because the dog is on the lead. I think I don't know, maybe this is right or wrong, but I think in the further you get out, the more rural a place gets, the less likely you are to see a dog on a lead when you're walking with the dog. Maybe I have seen some places like, when they've got like a security dog, and the security dog has a lead tied to like the main property, or the main, like the building, or a pole or something in the middle of the property, and the lead is just enough to get to the gate to deter and to scare people who might be walking past. I've had that a few times in some places where the dog is sort of coming at you, and then just stop just in time, just like you're walking on the street, just like a public street. But like I say, it's a rural area, so the dog is not really expecting people, or maybe I'm giving off a strange smell or a strange sound, and the dog is concerned. It's an intruder. So the dog barks. The dog barks to protect the land. I'm assuming that's basically what it is. So the dog barks to protect the land. It could well be the situation there. So the dog barks to protect the land. And people sort of walk on and wait for the dog to quieten down as they go further down the street. It's a neighborhood. It's hard to tell with the way the photo is right at the top on the right in terms of the weather. But it looks as though it is a place where people are expecting sunshine. They're expecting light from the sun, of course, but like direct sunlight, or glare from the sunlight. So they are expecting direct sunlight, or seeing light. No, sunlight. Let's give that suggestion. Speaking direct sunlight or glare from somewhere. Glare from somewhere. Who knows where? It could be from the road. Could be from buildings. Could be from lots of different places. But I think they are expecting the glare. And I give two reasons for this evidence, or for this statement, two pieces of evidence, yes. The lady at the front, she of course is wearing sunglasses, and the person that she's walking with, that guy has got sunglasses in his left hand. So he's holding sunglasses in his left hand. So that's the reason for why I say that. Looks as though they're both wearing watches. That's the rule, isn't it? So the watch goes on the left wrist. It always has to be, doesn't it? Watch on the left. I'm not sure why, if there's a particular reason for that. I know, like sometimes with handshakes and that sort of stuff, and with the eating of food, in some places it has to be done like in a certain way. I'm not sure why watches are worn on the left wrist normally. I'm sure there's some sort of traditional, fashionable reason for why that began, and it just continued. But they're both wearing a watch on the left wrist, and the woman additionally, she's wearing, it looks to be like a bangle of some sort on her other arm. It's sort of around at that point, it appears to be around just below the elbow. So sort of the between the wrist and the elbow, the lower arm, I guess we would call that. I assume the upper arm is above the elbow and the lower arm is below the elbow. That's going to be my guess. So the dog, yeah, so I sort of went off on a tangent there, didn't I? I think I wrote this before a few days ago, but let's get that down again because it's a nice thing to have in. I went off on a tangent then. I'll try to come back. Let's get back on track. There you go. Let's get back on track. Let's focus. We'll refocus to what we're meant to be talking about. Which, of course, there's no particular rules here, but so the tangent, I think the tangent was like when you have the circle, and then it's like the line that goes off the edge of the circle. So it's off in a different direction, approximately. But that's the general idea. So off the main way. And that's why we have, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track. So the dog is on the lead. That's right, so way back. So we were saying that in the rural areas, or the more rural a place gets, the more likely I think you'll be to see dogs and pets and animals not on a lead, and the dogs are more free to roam. And I guess in a lot of country areas, if you have cattle or like sheep or cows, goats, well, I'm not sure all of them get controlled, if you like, by dogs, or if it's mainly sheep, but I'm sure there are some other animals that are controlled by dogs. That's certainly a possibility. That because they of course have to be off the leash to control them. Will sort of defeat the purpose. Plus, you'd just be making, you need a big leash, a very long leash. It's going to go perhaps all the way around if they're circling around. So this dog is on a leash. It looks as though certainly at the end of the leash you can clip it and unclip it. So that's also important. Does this dog seem like a menace to you, or is a more tranquil sort of dog? He's not going to cause anyone or anything any annoyance or nuisance. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you think this dog will be a peaceful, reserved dog, or the sort of dog that as soon as they're off the leash, they're, running up to people and barking at people and, causing problems with other dogs or whatever and getting into fights and all that sort of thing. What do you think? I don't know. Seems well, it's because it's hard to tell from a still photo, but the dog seems pretty relaxed. And I guess part of that comes from the two people that are walking the dog. They seem pretty relaxed as well. So they don't sort of look as if they're anxiously worried about the dog going in all different directions and that sort of thing. Okie dokie. Well, I think we will. I think we'll leave that there. It is just to repeat the date there. So it is Thursday. It's the 3rd of March, 2022. We're going to leave the photo there, I think. Just a reminder, this is Have a Tea with Me. This is a live English conversation opportunity for you. If you're learning English, you want to practice speaking English, practice your conversation skills, all you need to do is to click on the link that you'll see in the chat, in the comments. Then you can come on through to the studio and you can have a chat for free and just chat. It's just a chat. It's just a conversation. That's all it is. So you're welcome to do that. Also, of course, you're welcome to subscribe, follow, all those sorts of things. And certainly they are very good things. So you can get notified when we are on next, not just for these Have a Tea with Me streams, but also for any other streams and videos that we may release. And you can join in and be part of the community here at Lesson Jigsaw. So thank you very much for watching today. Hope you're having a great day, whatever you're doing, or able to stay safe as much as possible and healthy as much as possible. So wherever you are, please take care, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.